We've created our project and named our file, so everything's good to go. We'll close up our data panel so we've got as much space as possible on our screen. And first of all, obviously there's quite a lot of stuff on here going on in different places. First thing is, I suppose, the challenge not to let yourself be overwhelmed by it all. A lot of it you're not even going to need to use at this stage, so don't be sort of panicking over stuff that you don't need to worry about. So a couple of key things then. Here is what's called our browser. That's just sort of detailing what's going on in our drawing. We'll use that to look at individual parts of our drawing later on. Down here we've got something called a timeline, and that allows us to go back a few steps in our drawing if we want to. Most of the tools here are related to how we see our drawing or how we move around the drawing by doing things like panning or zooming or orbiting. Up here in this corner we have a view cube. We can always click the home button to go back to the home view, or we can rotate our drawing around to look from the top or the front or wherever it happens to be. And then here we've got drawing tools, and mostly we're really just going to be using the sketch tools in this menu here. Lines, rectangles, circles, arcs, and maybe things like a mirror tool. We'll have a look at how to use that. But an awful lot of this you don't need to look at, you don't need to worry about. Your drawing should be set to model mode, how we're going to be drawing. And you've also got what I hope are recognisable symbols here for undo and redo and save. So the undo is a great way of getting out of trouble, of course. If you try something and it doesn't work, just undo. Just go back to where it was all okay and then start moving forwards again. And trying to remember, it's worth clicking on your save button every 5-10 minutes, just in case something happens, your laptop crashes or Fusion closes down or has a problem. Okay, so that's just a little bit about working your way around the screen. And so in the next tutorial, we'll just have a quick look at how to use some of these basic tools. But it's worth just having a look around and seeing what some of these things are. Of course, if you just put your mouse pointer on, it will tell you what they are, or click on the little arrows, see what else comes up, visual style and things to do with seeing the grid, either having a grid on or having a grid off. So don't be afraid to look in these menus, see what's around, and check out particularly what's in here, because these are going to be most of the tools we're using. And some of them have got more than one option, so for example different types of arc, and you'll normally get some sort of explanation for each one as to what kind of arc or rectangle or circle it's going to draw for you. Okay, so next one we'll start actually using some of these tools and see what happens.